So what job did I want to have as a child? That's an interesting question. I think if you ask my mom, she would probably give you a different answer than I would. But when I was a child, um, I saw myself going in almost every direction at the same time, which is what worried my mom. I think she thought I was going to be anywhere from a physician to selling t-shirts on the beach at Venice Beach. And I think I would have been perfectly happy doing almost any of those, to be quite honest. But I think I saw myself probably in business when I was younger. But then as I got more exposed to um, science and medicine, then it became very clear early on that I was going to head down this pathway. Though I didn't actually make that decision until I was in my early 20s, actually, to start down this pathway. Yeah, so my pathway was a little non-traditional. Right out of high school, I went into the military. And while I was in the military, I was a firefighter and an EMT, and that's the time where I really kind of got exposed to medicine, or to healthcare, or that kind of physiology and anatomy component. And that's where it really piqued my interest. And so before that, I had actually had every intention and kind of planned on heading down the road of being a firefighter, because that's the job I had when I was in the military. And but during that time, got married, started my family, and things kind of took a different path in a very positive way. I'm very happy with where I ended up. And the one thing that's interesting when I look back on how things are gone, one thing I've really never had in my life is kind of a normal, like 9 to 5, Monday to Friday kind of job, right? I've always had jobs where you were on call, or you were seven, there was some kind of coverage 7 days a week. And so I've really never known anything better than that. But the intensity, and it depends. Now in this part of my career, I'm more surgically focused and kind of more focused. But early on, you were doing labor and delivery, and you were doing all these other things where it was a very similar type of feel, actually, to where you were kind of had some downtimes. You never knew when all the excitement was going to come, and then suddenly either a bell would go off or a pager would go off. If you're a firefighter versus working on labor delivery, and then you had to spring into action and do a bunch of stuff. And so I think there's actually more in common than there are differences as I reflect on it. I think that really means the world to me. I mean, I think that sometimes in kind of the hustle and the bustle of your days, it's easy to get distracted, and it's that reminder of why we're here, right? It's that reminder that there's a person on the other side of the drape, on the person that when you're doing surgery, that there's a person there, and that person has other people in their lives that are counting on them as well, and to have a successful outcome and be told thank you at the end of that, really, it keeps everybody human, and it keeps you in touch with the why we do all this. I think that the biggest misconception about working in healthcare is that our day-to-day life is like what you see on Grey's Anatomy. it's it's really very different than that, and that the other misconception is that it's all directly interacting with people. There's a big part of our day-to-day that involves a lot of paperwork, that involves interacting with insurance companies, that involves interacting with any number of other people that don't directly have an impact on patient care. And that's the part that it was a surprise to me as I came into it too. You don't think about all the documentation and all the things that go into how to take the best care of a patient. Oh, my favorite concert. So my favorite concert that I've ever gone to was it was a gift I got for my birthday from my wife. We went to Billy Joel in Philadelphia, and had really great seats. I think we were in row 3 or 4, and it was just really a great experience. You know, and Billy Joel is just kind of an icon, and so I really enjoyed that concert. It's actually probably from my father and mother, and it was find something you love to do, and then find somebody to pay you to do it, and you'll always be happy.
Oh my God,